Do you want to be a super communicator? Well, the secret to better conversations is connection. And who doesn't want to be a better super communicator? There are countless studies showing that the ability to communicate is a key skill in business. Employees are asking for better communication. Employers are looking for the ability to communicate in the people they hire. But communication is one of those words that is so broad that we've actually lost sight of what it really means. How do you become a better communicator? In his book, Super Communicators, Charles Duhigg argues that to communicate with someone, we must first connect with them. We must understand what they are saying and help them clearly comprehend what we're saying. You see, to connect during meaningful conversations, Duhigg says, the best communicators focus on 4 basic rules. 1, pay attention to what kind of conversation is occurring. 2, share your goals and ask what others are seeking. 3, ask about others' feelings and share your own. And 4, explore if identities are important to this discussion. That first rule, that's the foundation. You see, whenever we speak, we're actually participating in one of 3 conversations. Practical, what's this really about? Emotional, how do I feel? And social, who are we? And if you don't know what kind of conversation you're having, that makes connection really hard. I have messed this up in countless conversations with my wife. Why? Because I didn't understand this. You see, she wanted to vent about something, an emotional conversation, and I wanted to fix it, a practical conversation. So rather than just listening and being supportive, I learned that if I couldn't figure it out on my own, I had to ask if she wanted me to propose a solution or just listen. See, after reading this book, I now know why that's so important. The second rule is fairly straightforward. You see, we create lots of problems by not being clear about our purpose for a conversation. I see this all the time when business leaders avoid difficult conversations. Rather than address it immediately, they put it off until the next performance review. And then it comes indirectly after a bunch of other stuff in that review. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't bring it up at a performance review, but you should clearly state your intention as soon as possible after the incident by saying something like this. You see, I need to give you some feedback. Now, when you do that, when you're clear that way, the employee is clear about your goals for the conversation. The other area where we have to be clear is in the third rule, asking about their feelings and being willing to share our own. See, because emotions drive so many conflicts, during fights, it's even more important to discuss how we feel. It can reveal how to bridge the gulf. Researchers have found that in a conflict, proving we are listening and sharing vulnerabilities can be particularly powerful. But to do that, we must first acknowledge that we understand their point of view. And we do that through statements such as, let me make sure I understand. Then, find specific points of agreement. Then, temper your claims. Don't make sweeping statements like, you always. Use words like somewhat or it might be, and speak about specific experiences. The goal is to show that the aim of this conversation is not winning, but understanding. It's okay to disagree as long as you show that your goal is to understand and to be understood. If it's a social conversation, it touches on our relationships, how we are seen by others and see ourselves, and our social identities. That's where the fourth rule is vital, because who we are conversations, those are the toughest. They're about our role in larger groups. To navigate these challenging discussions, we must remind everyone they have multiple identities. We got to get people on equal footing and then leverage our existing roles into a new shared group. We literally have to find areas of agreement that we can build on top of. So if you want to be a super communicator, pick up Duhigg's book, Let me know what you think about it in your communication secrets in the comments below. Why be a better communicator? Well, because as Duhigg writes, the right conversation at the right moment can change everything.